Hey guys, Switched Auto Garage here, and today we're going to take a break from the Tiburon and go-karts and get back to the 3000 GT. So today we're going to install the crossmember I got when I went to the LKQ. So taking a look down here, this is my crossmember that already came with the car. It's pretty chewed up right here. To go ahead and take this out, there is a bracket that runs all the way back here and a bracket that goes all the way back here. This is your main jacking point of the car, so you're gonna have to improvise and use the jack stand. I have this laying on the front of the transmission with a piece of wood so I don't damage any components, and you can also add another jack when it comes to the oil pan right there. Just be careful not to dent anything. So the tools you're gonna need today is a 15mm socket, a 17mm, a bunch of extensions. We have a 9/16 here and then 11/16. A breaker bar would be useful, an impact gun would be useful, and then some PB blaster, gloves, of course safety glasses for working under the car, and then you're gonna need a way to get it up get the car up in the air. I don't have a lift or anything, so just a jack and some jack stands. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so once you're under here, you can go ahead and see I already disconnected the motor mount. There will be a bolt going through there, which you'll use your 15mm on there, and then on the back of there you'll have to put a 14mm wrench. But anyway, here's another one of those members that go all the way to the back there. You're gonna have to disconnect those just so this cross member piece will fall out. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but or you can take a wrench and work your way to undoing those two bolts, and you could leave the engine mount on and let the member just kind of fall down there. But you know, someone was driving this car pretty hard and jumped a curb like a Mustang. So identical to the other side, you'll have two bolts in here that you'll take off, and then after you remove those, then you have that one that you'll need a 17mm to take off this nut. So this is what it looks like when it's already off. Of course this will fall down a little bit, and here are the holes here. And I showed you in the beginning that that was the other member that I've already taken out. So when it comes to removing the bolt for the engine mount, you're gonna wanna disconnect. If you have a regular 3000 GT, this would be easier, but since I have the intercoolers on the side, I went ahead and disconnected the hose and wrapped it up there just so I can get my extensions in right here. And if you're coming up above, there are some more intercooling hoses that you'll have to disconnect. So stay tuned for this to be taken out. Alright, now that all the pieces are off of under the car, you know, you just had to disconnect. This is the piece that I had to get out next, and then as soon as that piece came out and you undo the bolt for the engine mount, it will just fall right down. So be careful if you're under there when it falls out. But here's a better look at the damage from jumping the curb. So you can see right there, it's supposed to look straight like that. So it would still support the engine perfectly fine, but you know, the normal the part, the less destruction to the parts, the better. So then you're gonna want to go ahead and take your engine mount off of this piece and then assemble it over there. Since you can tell this one's a little bit more shinier than this one, I gave this one that came from LKQ just a good spray with just some epoxy paint, just something to give it a good coat so we don't see that much rust. I think I'm going to go ahead and give these two, they're not as bad as this was when it came out of LKQ, but give it a good spray. And then I know I didn't mention this earlier, but a 14mm socket is needed as well for under the car. So alright, so let's give those things a good little painting job. Alright, and it's done. So the paint's all done on it, and the motor mount swapped over. So let's get ready to swap it over into the car. Alright guys, so it's fully installed now. So we got rid of the old where it's been jumped to curb, and I'll give you a good look under here what it looks like. So you see the first piece that we went ahead and replaced. Here's the first cross member that I had off before I showed you in the beginning, and here's the one that was taken off second, if you see it. So if you lose a bolt, don't worry, here's a replacement, because I was missing like 2 in there, so if it will focus. And I'll also put it down in the description. You may need times more, maybe like a times 30 or times 35, because I do believe there are 2 on each side that are a little bit longer. But give this video a thumbs up if you're glad to see the Mitsubishi back. I know we've had a little bit of work on the Tiburon, a little bit of go-kart, so like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.